people that say, you just hear complaining that sleep deprivation has no place in training, that we're going to hurt somebody, that, you know, it'll never happen. They're not going to be sleep deprived. As a chief of the Flames program and as a firefighter, how do you respond to those critics?
I do get that a lot, and most folks, let's be realistic. Most folks have an opinion, and it's very closed-minded. They do not want to discuss the topic. They just want to have an opinion on the topic, and you know, God love them. In today's fire service, the percentage of people that have a second job, whether that be an EMS, riding an ambulance, or whatever it is, the opportunity for guys to work a full 24-hour shift and be busy, and then come to the fire station to work a 24-hour shift and be busy, it exists. All it takes is for you to pull a double shift, swap a shift with someone and work 48 hours straight, and the potential is there for you to get as little as 4 or 5 hours of sleep in those two shifts. That's absolutely realistic. The misconception is that we're keeping people awake here for 48 hours straight. That is not what we're doing. The misconception is that we're keeping people absolutely at the grind for 48 hours straight. That is not the case either. There are rest periods. They're just limited. They're short rest periods that allow the body to recover, but simulate worst case scenario in a shift. You know, as an example, one of our graduates works with a major metropolitan department that sent me a text this week. They had a firefighter injury, a firefighter that was caught in a collapse, and he had spent 36 hours and 35 minutes straight awake at work, busy. And the text was telling me how much the course paid off for him. He had been exposed to that before. So folks that don't agree with that, and I don't know how to convince them differently. I think if they were open-minded and honest about what we really do, they would see that potential exists. I also think that if they knew what we really do in the program, they would understand a little more clearly how we're exposing people to that environment.
Jason, you're not only the PT instructor for Flames, you're also the PT instructor for the Georgia Smoke Diver program. I know a lot of people try to compare the two programs. Why should someone come to Flames that is a smoke diver, or someone go to Smoke Divers that is a Flames member? I mean, what's the difference between the two programs, and how do they both contribute to the Georgia Fire Service and the fire service in general?
Well, we get that question a lot, actually a whole lot. And first of all, I can correct you. We're doing things for the fire service as a nation. We have as many out-of-state fire candidates as we do in-state nowadays, and that feedback is fantastic to us. That tells us that we are on the right track. The two classes are different. There's a lot of self-exploration in both programs. There's a lot of team aspect at Flames, but each has its own, I don't want to call it agenda, but it's an experience. And you asking me to compare the two programs is like asking me to explain what went on at each class. You know, I don't even think my closest family members know what goes on.
So do you probably have a different mindset when you come to each program, even though your role is the same in some form or fashion?
Sure it is. And I also prepare in different ways for both classes. And I could see the same faces from one class to the next, but it's two different environments. One, you're left alone with yourself a lot. The other, Misery loves company. You're with your team for the whole time. A lot of different aspects. I know that both programs as a whole are definitely teaching you to be better firefighters, great firefighters actually. But I think people don't understand. It's bigger than just task-based or running through evolutions. We're teaching servant leadership. We've got some of the finest men out here that are just examples of good humans.